State Employee Relations Department, and it's just a question and answer about a lot of the things that you have questions about. So, and one of the questions is, will represented employees have any rights after the expiration date, if you have the expiration of the contract? So it says yes, there are certain rights all public employees have because they are covered by civil service rules under Employees Act. Right? Many of the rights outlined in the form of collective bargaining agreement also exist under the civil service system. And then there's a number of bullets here, and then the last bullet says, protection during times of workforce reduction by a clear set of seniority-based rules and procedures for both layoff and recall.
50 years of labor peace, which has brought up the private sector wages as the unions negotiate. It helps everybody, and you decided not to vote to take that away from the people. And I hope you can say that in good conscience.
But you're our vote. You say you're not voting for it, but you're our vote.
You're part of my vote. You've got to get that through your head. The entire middle class is not represented here.
Well, we represented next time we vote.
Okay, and how far does that go?
He voted for, he voted against.
What did this bill do?
Governor Walker.
What did this bill do?
What do you mean, what did it do?
What did his proposal do? It never got to be a bill. What did his proposal do?
Well, he said no. He said, I'm not going to vote along with this because he didn't believe the collective bargaining right should be taken away.
That's right.
Yeah. And it was never,
And that was his main
the
reason.
governor never campaigned on this. It was a big
He
surprise
gave you
to
a
everybody. People voted one way and then he got in office and we were really disappointed and all of a sudden, well, guess what?
The Senator Schultz's bill did nothing.
Well,
It kicks the can down the
yeah,
road.
yeah.
Don't do anything to
didn't even
help
try.
balance the
Yeah.
budget. Nothing, did it?
You just went along with it. You didn't even try.
Did your bill help balance the budget in any way?
It'll help the budget going forward and help the interim budget.
Taking away collective bargaining, does that help the budget?
By making state workers pay their half of the pension, say the state of Wisconsin $300 million, does that help the budget? Yes. By requiring teachers to pay their half of their pension, will that help the school district? Yes, it will, because it frees up that income. Representative Nyman, up in Green Bay area, went to a school board meeting, probably the annual meeting, and they had a shortfall of $800,000. The reason they had that shortfall is because they had a requirement that they take WEAC insurance. They could have taken the state plan, just as good as insurance, just as good. Not a fly-by-night come in, sell cheap, and then raise premiums. But the state plan, they could have saved $800,000, which would have saved that many teachers' jobs. But they did not have the flexibility because it was collectively bargained that they would have WEAC insurance. Not that case all over, but it would have saved the state in the instances where it was $68 million. Another example, and I'm not done yet. My turn. My voice is getting dry. Pretty quick, you can talk. Another case was the school district in Milwaukee. They filed a lawsuit because they thought the pharmacy part of their health insurance should carry Viagra. To do that would have cost $800,000 there, 700 and something thousand. Eventually it went to court and they withdrew their proposal. These are some examples where collective bargaining gets to be very, very expensive. And this, by reducing it to just wages alone, it allows the school board the negotiation power to decide what is reasonable and what to afford.
And I mind my own business. Because that man owns a business, he shouldn't have to pay taxes, and I should.
He operates under the same tax code as you do. If he has a liability, he pays it, but he probably has more expenses to offset it.
And I agree with you, but Sandy and I have been business owners, along with federal service, working in that. I agree with you, but the middle class should not have to give the money for the incentive for that guy to hire people to make a better business and line his pocketbooks with the money that we have to develop. Business needs to make more jobs. And what we don't need to do, and what I've seen has happened here, is taking the good people of the state that work hard, and giving the public service, be it teachers, plumbers, electricians, even private citizens and their unions and their businesses, take and work hard for this, and somehow the scapegoat keeps going towards the people that have enough money to push the agenda so that they don't have to. If you have an offshore business account, there's loopholes, you don't even have to pay the taxes. And you're still Here's the thing, we don't need to bring people that have wages, bring them down to meet the level.
And with the population as it is, classes are getting larger and larger. The state is already going to cut the throat of the federal government too in the school districts. They can't hire new teachers, so without collective bargaining, a teacher walks into a classroom with 50 students without a bit of input into how many she can handle. Now, is that what you want for your future kids, or for the future of kids? Not to be able to control class size? I mean, these are the things you took away from them, besides just their money. You're also taking rights to working conditions, all those things that for 50 years. What did you take away? What did you take away if you took away collective bargaining?
Well, we took away the right to choose insurance companies. That can be a business decision.
Is that the only thing?
No. All the other little things that in there. Now we took away early retirement. If a teacher retires in Reedsburg, it costs the school district essentially $150,000 because they're eligible for insurance. If they've been there for 20 years or something, and that's the minimum, they're eligible for insurance until they become eligible for Medicare. And that really is $150,000. Now, maybe the school board will choose to modify that or something, but it gives them some control. So that would hire 2 teachers from there.
If you were to retire now after what, 2 years? If you're lucky, you'll have 2 years. What would be your retirement?
My retirement?
Your retirement from the legislature?
Be very minimal.
Such as what? I mean, we pay it, we have a right to know. No.
And I don't know what it is, but it's based on the contributions I put in.
Many of my friends I've had for years have told me that the taxes I pay don't count because I'm a public worker. And my voice don't count now because I'm a public worker, and I am mooching off everyone else. I don't mooch off a damn people, a damn person in the state of Wisconsin. Don't do it. I work for my money. And we need an apology from your party. Right?
It's an attack on
Thank
public
you.
workers. It's an attack.
It's an attack.
That governor and your party owe us an apology.
Okay. I've never vilified any public employee.
No, I know you haven't personally. I said it wasn't you
And
personally.
I mean that
Mr. Brooks,
sincerely.
But Walker and the Republicans have given us a kick in the ass that we don't
He
deserve.
voted for the bill, though, sir. He did. Put his.
Someone to tell me that the property taxes I don't pay don't count is bullcrap.
I know it is.
But that's what has happened.
But who told you that?
People. Friends that I had, my own uncle told me it doesn't matter.
Well, argue with him then, because
I
it doesn't
have.
matter.
This is what's coming down from your political party. I have voted Republican. Not no more. Schultz might be the last Republican I ever vote for. I'm not going to do it again.
I agree.
To be told I'm a have? I didn't see that. Your party did. You made all of us enemies, everybody. Nurses, cops, the guys at Sandridge, plow drivers, everybody thinks we just got a cakewalk, that we're just mooching off everybody. It's not happening, Mr. Brooks. It's not happening.
I know it is.
So speak up. Break party reign. Why do we live in a world where the Democrats have to kiss the Democrats' butt and the Republicans have to kiss the Republicans' butt? This is ridiculous. You can sit there and laugh at me all you want.
I had to.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Use your own brain, not your party's brain.
I do.
Well, let's see it.
We haven't seen it.
That's why we were down there picketing. We weren't down there picketing because Barack Obama told us to, or because we're psychotic, liberal, pot-smoking nut jobs. We were down there picketing because we wanted to stand up for ourselves, and we knew what was right and what was wrong. And this is clearly wrong. Period.
For Schedule D, the Federal Prescription Drug Program. Well, you should. Or maybe you don't because of other reasons. But if you don't, and you're eligible for Schedule D, the state is asking you to apply for Schedule D.
It's a nightmare.
And what about that?
Senior care was working.
Senior care was working too well. But the problem was, we can save.
So you guys can't use the money appropriately, you misappropriate the money, and it's our fault?
No.
Explain to me that. Explain that to me.
I'm trying to.
We give you the money, and we tell you in good faith, this is our retirement. This is what you tell me I'm going to get. And then it comes time for me to retire or to move on, and now you're saying we don't have the money to afford you any longer. We appreciate your 30 years of service, but we can't afford to pay you
We're
that.
talking about something quite different. We're talking about senior care, staggered care.
Those all are things
No, they don't.
funded by the taxpayers.
Absolutely, but your
And that's
pension,
us,
your
standing right
pension
in
is
front of
funded by you. Your pension is safe. flat out safe. So let's move on to the question back here. Al's not his head, so we got one convert, or else he's
Exactly, you
sleeping.
can't answer the question.
I'm trying to answer her question. She asked first. She asked about senior care.
Okay.
We never answered.
Well, you asked 3 months ago.